Hi everyone, happy Monday. This is Laura Milligan and I am coming from my studio in Canton, Ohio. Thank you for joining me today. This is my weekly Facebook Live. I normally go live on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I have some fun things to share with you today, some new product, and I'm going to be using some new colors. And I know that you're going to love, hopefully, love what I have to share with you today. So let me just check and make sure that everything is where it needs to be and that people are checking in. Um, it's 101, and normally when I do this, I'm supposed to go live at 1, but more often than not, it's like 105. But I think today I started almost right at 1 o'clock on the dot. So I'm going to wait a minute for people to find me and check in. And hope you all had a good weekend. We had some family visiting. We had family here last weekend for the big Easter weekend, of course, and also my father in law's 95th birthday. And I know some of you know him, and he's one of the finest men you could ever meet. And so it was really fun to celebrate his special birthday. Um, I have a couple things I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to go ahead and change my camera view down and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to start this week with some cards. Well, I only got one card in the mail this past week. I think I've already shared the other ones that I had received the week before, but this is a beautiful card that I got from one of my downline, and it was totally unexpected. She just sent me this. It was just really sweet message. She did a cute little strip of paper on the inside and sent me a cute little gift. So thoughtful. And then she used some of the designer paper on the flap of her envelope. So thank you, Linda, so much for that. I told her she totally made my day. So once again, I got to tell you, send cards. It really makes a difference. Okay, so there people are tuning in. Debbie, Mary Jo, Cheryl, Anne Marie. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. I think I saw someone else. Debbie, Susan. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about our upcoming new catalog. And here is a look at it in all its glory. It is beautiful. There's a peek of some of the new colors on this catalog. Now, Stampin' Up! Has required us to only show the front of the catalog at this point. We're not allowed to show anything on the inside until the catalog goes live on May 2nd, but this is just a little teaser. So I am allowed to show you products, I just can't show you them in the catalog. So I'm going to talk today about our new In Colors, and as you know, our new In Colors run for 2 years, and they're staggered, so every other year we get a new set of In Colors. So I just want to share with you today our new In Colors. So this is for 2023 through 2025. Wild Wheat, Pebbled Path, Copper Clay, Moody Mauve, and Boho Blue. Now, when you first look at these, my first thought was, wow, they are totally different than those super bright colors that we had last year. Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky. Those were so bright. These are much more muted, and I think we're going to fall in love with these. So let me show you. I want to pull out the In Colors in cardstock so you can show those, so you can see those as well. This is Copper Clay. And then I'm going to do a comparison because I think that always helps. Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Pebbled Path. Now, I do want to mention, in addition to these In Colors, and I will share these in more detail with you on another Facebook Live, but we had, as you know, a color refresh. So we have 11 brand new core colors, which is part of our main color offering, not the In Colors, but in addition to these, we have 11 core colors, and they are gorgeous, and I know you will love those as well. But I wanted to just focus on the in colors first. And every year I do an in color club. Details are coming on that. It's very popular. It's a great way for you to get all the products in all of these new in colors, which we all want it all, don't we? Yes, we do. We do. Okay, so I'm going to do, and let me show you. So this, also in these new in colors, we have designer paper. And so there's 4 different patterns. This is the boho blue, but there's polka dots. These are little hearts. I love these. And then this is the back side. So you get 4 different patterns. And I'm just going to kind of fan through these so you can see them in the different colors. Just a quick little peek at those. Okay, and then we have, so we also have blends, of course, the inks and the re-inkers. I've showed you the inks, but we have refills for those. We have these gems. These are called the 2023-2025 in color dots. They are in the 5 new in colors. Let me pull these out. They're really sparkly and pretty. So we have those. Those are always fun. And then we have really neat ribbon. I love the ribbon. It is like a weave. So I'm just going to pull these out and lay them across here so you can see them. I'm going to actually be using a lot of these projects today on the card, or a lot of these products on the project I'm going to be making for you today. It's boho blue. And then the mauve. So those are the ribbons. Give you a second to look at those. I'm going to pull some of this away because I think you can see it better. So they look really pretty, so let me do it this way. So there's them. I'm just going to pull them out. Well, and I don't have all the colors with me, so that's not going to work. But those are the ribbons. Get those out of the way. It's fun to see them. It's been really fun to start playing with these and using some of these new colors. So, okay, so let me get this over here. I have a card I'm going to make today using, and I wanted to do the comparison. I'm sorry, I forgot. This got buried by the designer paper, but let me just show you. So I'm going to start and I did this last year, and I think I got a lot of comments that people really like to see the contrast. So this is our new boho blue, and what I tried to do was pull colors in our current offering that were close to these so you could see the difference. This is balmy blue, and look how different that is. Totally different. I love this boho blue. I think that's so pretty. And then here it is compared to pool party. So it is very different than our other blues. So that is boho blue. That's one of our new in colors. And then for Pebble Path, this is the Pebble Path, and it's almost like a brownish gray muted. And so here it is compared to basic gray, and you can see it is definitely different. And then here it is compared to early espresso. So I think if you made a mixture of basic gray and early espresso, you would come up with something similar to Pebbled Path. And I think I love that. I think that's a really, really great color. Okay, then I have Moody Mauve, and I tell you, it kind of stands alone. We really do not have anything like this. I really didn't even have anything to compare it to. It's kind of a standalone color and really, really pretty. I used to have a dining room with woodwork this color. I think it was really, really pretty. Okay, and then Wild Wheat. So here's the Wild Wheat, and I just pulled out crushed curry to see the difference so you could see that contrast. So again, a huge difference, huge contrast. And then the last one is Copper Clay. And so I wanted to compare it. First of all, I thought Cajun Craze, and look how different, totally different color. This is Cajun Craze has a lot more reddish tones. This is more of a brownish copper clay. It looks like clay, really. Clay pots that you have, it's very close to that color. And then here it is compared with pecan pie, which is one of our new core family core colors. So look at that difference as well. So I think these three look really pretty together as well. So those are the comparison of those three. And now I'm going to make a card. Give me 1 second here to get this organized. Okay. So I'm going to make a card, and I'm going to be using brand new product. So this is a new bundle. This bundle is called Circle Sayings, and it has a punch. It's a punch bundle, which of course we all love our punches, and we know that punches seem to sell out really, really quickly. And this is a 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and then a wonderful stamp set with, of course, a lot of circular images, things that are curved so that you can use to go with this punch. So I'm going to use boho blue. Let me get my packet out here. And I'm going to start with a thick white card base, like I almost always do. I love my thick white. I'm going to grab my bone folder, and I have already scored this with my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to give it a nice crisp crease with my bone folder, and I'm going to set that aside a minute. I'm going to do some stamping, and I am going to use the Celebrate. I'm going to make a birthday card, and I'm using the boho blue ink. These are monochromatic cards, so I'm going to do the Celebrate, and I'm just going to stamp this on a piece of white, basic white cardstock, and then I'm going to use the cupcake and stamp that in the center, and I'm just eyeballing it. That looks pretty good. Okay. Then I'm going to take my punch and hold it upside down, and that's, I know people have asked before, but you always want, when you're punching something out like this, I always punch it, I always stamp it first and then punch, because then I can make sure it's lined up right where I want it to be. And while I have my punch out, I'm going to take a piece of this designer paper and just punch another circle. Okay. And then this is a really simple, like I said, very, very simple monochromatic card. I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to stamp, I have these little strips here, and I'm just going to stamp Happy Birthday. I'm going to center this on this little strip. And I'm going to bring in this punch again. I'm going to use this strip for the inside of my card, but I wanted to show you what I'm doing is centering this in on the punch, I guess, and I'm trying to get it pretty much towards the center of the circle. I'm just going to punch that out. And the reason I did that, that takes on the same curve of the circle. That's all going to go on the inside. We'll save that for a minute later here, but okay. I'm going to put my ink away. I'm done with my beautiful boho blue. I used to call blue this color Laura Milligan blue because it was my favorite color. I mean, I love blues. I like pinks too though, but pink and blue are both my favorite, I guess. Okay, so now I'm going to take a strip of the boho blue cardstock, and it's 2 inches by 5 inches, and then I've cut a little piece of DSP 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to first adhere my boho blue. Hi Kathy, hi Judy, hi Jean. Jeanne, I don't know if it's Jean or Jeanne, but welcome. Judy says hello from chilly Wisconsin. We've had a crazy weather day here. After the most gorgeous week last week, it was glorious. It was almost like summer, and everybody was out working in their yard, walking their dogs, taking walks, riding their bikes, And now this week we have no sunshine and it's been raining. We even had some hail today. So I'm just going to adhere this little strip of DSP. Center this. So I want to mention as well, if you are watching this and you can't wait to get your hands on new product, I would love to invite you to join my team of demonstrators. I have the most awesome team of demonstrators, and they are all over the United States. They are so fun and talented. It's a great group, and if you join our team this month, you can pre-order. You can personalize your starter kit with products from our pre-order from the new catalog. So you could get these new inks and new paper and ribbons and all the things. So if you can't wait, please get in touch with me because like I said, I would love to have you join our team. Okay, I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. I have 3 on my fingers. I'm going to take a piece of this ribbon. I wish you were here to feel it because it's really soft and I think it's going to work really well on these cards. I'm going to just have this kind of hang off the end here like that, just like a little flag. And I'm going to use some dimensionals to hold it in place like that. And then I'll put one more here. I don't know, I don't think I could ever have enough dimensionals. I use them all the time. Oh my gosh, Debbie says it's snowing in Michigan. Oh no. This happens every year though, doesn't it? It's like spring and winter fighting it out. We know that spring is going to win out eventually, but when we're spoiled with good weather, it's kind of hard to be patient. But okay, so there is that. I put that on there. I'm going to take my paper snips and just trim the end of this. Just going to angle that a little bit. These are not my new paper snips, and I can tell because I'm having trouble with cutting this ribbon. I need to find my new paper snips. Things walk away, right? And mainly it's because I get up with them in my hand and then walk away, and then they're not where they should be. But so there is that, and then of course I'm going to add some gems, and I'm of course going to use the boho blue because, like I said, it's a monochromatic card. And I love all the other sentiments on this stamp set. Smile, happy birthday, smile because you're awesome, sending you a, and it could be smile or whatever. The shells are really fun. You could stamp those and then punch those out. They would take on one of the edges of the circle. The floral sprig as well. This is really neat. I love that. So anyway, I'm just going to add some gems now. This is just a really quick card, but like I said, I wanted to showcase the new in colors. Okay. So that's the front of my card. And then for the inside of my card, what I thought would be fun is to take a piece of the boho blue cardstock, and I'm going to mount a smaller piece of white. This was 4 by 5 1/4. This is 3 3/4 by 5, so we'll have just a border of the boho blue around this, like that. Whoops. Okay. I did not get this center very. There we go. Luckily, it has a little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Anne says, love the monochromatic look. I do too. There's just something clean about it. Okay, so put that on there, and then I'm going to take my punch, my circled punch, and I'm going to put that here. I thought this was a good way to carry over what was on the front into the inside of the card. Okay, so I'll put that there. And then I have this little strip that we stamped and then punched so that it has the same curve as the circle punch. And I thought it'd be fun to pop this up. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals here and put them on the back of this. Okay, and then I'll just line this up on the punch like that. And then I thought, need to give that a press. Then I thought I'd add a gem on the inside as well, which I don't always think about doing, but I think it's a nice little extra touch. These gems come like small, medium, and large, so I'm just going to put the medium one there, just right like that. It kind of is a little extra surprise on the inside, a little bit more sparkle. So there is my card in boho blue, clean and simple, fun little inside. And then I'm going to bring in, let me get organized here a minute. I'm going to clean this area up a bit, put some of these things away. I want to bring in cards that I've already put together using the other in colors. So let me make some space here. And I also want to remind you, if we still have our last chance list, our retiring list, there are things still available at really great deals. A lot of the things, some of the things are up to 60% off, anywhere from 10 to 60% off, some really, really good deals. And if you order from me, if it's a $50 product order, I'm going to be sending, as a thank you, a surprise embellishment from the new catalog. So if you place a $50 order, you will get that free gift. So let me just show you, these are in all the different colors now. So there's our boho blue, here's moody mauve, pebbled path, copper clay. Oops, let me move these up so you can see them. This is copper clay, and then this is wild wheat. And I always think it's so much better to see them, on an actual card rather than just looking in a splotch. So I'm going to hold them up again so you can see them up close. This is boho blue, moody mauve, copper clay, wild wheat, and pebbled path. So those are the 5 cards. They're quick, simple, which, as you know, those are kind of the cards I love. So there they are all together. And here they are. You can see how pretty they are with the gems. So that's what I have to share with you today. I'm going to switch my camera view up. Thank you for joining me. Are you excited about the new catalog? I really am. It's always an exciting time, and I can't wait to share with you a lot more new products. We have so much new. The big thing, of course, is the color refresh and all the beautiful new colors. And like I said, I'll be back with more details on that very soon. But thank you for joining me so much today. Don't forget about my ordering special and the last chance list, because there are some amazing deals. We have stamp sets that are really reduced, dies that are really reduced, ribbons, embellishments, all the things, embossing folders, so many things. And don't miss out on a great deal. And you will be rewarded if you order through me and use my host code, surprise embellishment. And I will say it's a really pretty one. So thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.